is an old figure. It's an old Jakks Deluxe Aggression figure, which you can get on eBay right now for around $20 to $23, $24. And all you got to do is look up Jakks Bobby Lashley or Deluxe Aggression Bobby Lashley. Should be the first thing that pops up. Very simple stuff. And there's two different versions. You have the Grimace face scan like this, and then there's one where he's yelling. I like both of them. Either one is good with me because both head scans are so good. Jakks was so great about getting good head scans. So you have that. The headband is actually separate. That does not come with the headband. I just got a John Cena bicep band. If you have any John Cena bicep band, I guess if you want him to have a lime green or a blue or a red or whatever John Cena you have, you could just pop that on there. That would totally work as well. Thought about making a different one for the pick fed, giving him a different attire, so you could do that if you want. But this is the Elite 17 John Cena, and you see it says never give up upside down right there. Haven't acetoned or painted that yet, but he's always facing the front, so it's not a big deal to me. But so the head scan will cost you around $20 to $23. The armband right here, I don't know. I doubt you can find just the armband on eBay, but you could go and just get any John Cena figure. I'm sure everybody has a John Cena in their collections, but if you don't, then I guess you can just go on eBay, get a cheap John Cena for maybe $5 to $10, and he should have a bicep band with it. Okay, going into the body, there's two different bodies you can use. You can either use this body, which is the Ezekiel Jackson Elite body. That figure is actually pretty expensive, guys. It goes from like $28 to $30, and it's not painted. It has red trunks, and I believe he's on ball joint pegs, if I do believe. Yeah, he's on ball joint pegs. So what you would do is if you got that Elite Ezekiel Jackson, you would heat this up with a hairdryer and pop the legs off to paint it black, which would be very, very simple, nothing crazy to do. So if you wanted to do that, you could, or you could just leave it red and then paint his thighs red, and you'd have some red trunks Bobby Lashley. These arms, he has a tattoo on there, so you'd have to remove the tattoo and paint some black wrist tape on there because he doesn't have black wrist tape. But that would cost you $30. You wouldn't have to switch anything else. I believe he comes with the right boots even. So you would have everything pretty much accurate. You may have to do a knee pad swap, but yeah, $30 for the body, and then you'd have to paint, and then you have like $22 for the head. So that formula will cost you around $52 to make a custom Elite Bobby Lashley. But if you were doing the second formula, which you're going to have to get the head scan no matter what. So, I mean, you definitely have to get a Bobby Lashley head scan. But after that, then there's a different formula I use, and that is the Hall of Fame Booker T. You could get that figure, which is more ripped up torso. Probably more accurate, to be honest. I mean, this represents Lashley well. Maybe a more realistic look. But if you want, you know, the sort of exaggerated, more in shape Bobby Lashley, not giving any hurt to Bobby Lashley. He's freaking jacked and just so ripped up. But if you want yours to be more sculpted, then use the Booker T torso. All you have to do is do a hand swap with a darker complected figure and remove those decals or paint that wrist tape black. He wears pretty long wrist tape nowadays anyways, and then you'll have to pop that head on there, and that's pretty much it. I guess you could boot swap if you wanted, paint the boots black, whatever you'd have to do. But the Booker T figure ranges $20 to $25 on eBay as well. So if you went with the Booker T method, it would probably be $45 to $50 or $40 to $50 for the whole thing. And if you wanted to do the Ezekiel Jackson way, which is what this looks like, which I think is a pretty perfect Bobby Lashley figure, then it'll cost you $50 to $60. So that is pretty much how you make a Bobby Lashley, guys. It's pretty freaking simple. Just popping the head on and doing a few part switches here and there. Very little paint. He's a very easy custom to do, and he looks great. Like, this is so accurate to Bobby Lashley, fully playable. I use him in the pick fed, so it's a great Bobby Lashley figure. I hope you guys did learn something here today, and you guys take me up on it. I'll tell you what, if you go onto eBay right now and somebody actually does, you know, buy the parts and make a custom Lashley and does a shout out on Instagram or makes a video about it, I will shout you out here on the channel just for using my method and, you know, bringing it to life. So I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, comment down below if you're a fan of Bobby Lashley or you learned something from this video. Do you have a custom Bobby Lashley? If you do, let me know down in the comments section below. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at MYDAMNTOYS. Leave a like. Comment down below again if you have a Bobby Lashley or you're a fan of the guy. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you.